I got diagnosed with diabetes at 35 years old, and I was told by the doctor that I cannot cure it. I have to be on medication. I have to continuously get blood tests, and I have to go see this diabetes specialist who basically just completely gave me the wrong idea of what to do. I ended up doing my own research, and I'm now fully cured naturally and off all medications after being told by the doctors, who I think had the best intention for me, but maybe I'm misinformed, that I had to be on medication pretty much for the rest of my life, which was quite expensive too, because nearly every month I was in there spending $80 to $100 on all this medication. So hear me out. If you don't know what diabetes is, it is when your body can no longer regulate blood sugar in your body. So when you eat something, depending on what's in the food, if it's got sugar or carbs in it, that will then spike your blood sugar. Even if you eat like a piece of bread, your body somehow transforms that into sugars, and it'll spike your blood sugar. When your blood sugar is spiked, it affects all your internal organs. It affects your eyes, your feet. It basically just starts rotting away and eating away at certain vital organs. And if that keeps happening over time, you can become blind, you can have heart disease. I know of a guy who died from it because he was a heavy drinker. He ended up going blind. He couldn't see, and he had a very, very rough life towards the end because he lost his sight. I remember he was falling over things and stuff, and he just loved to drink. He'd drink alcohol, and unfortunately he passed away at quite a young age. So it is an important topic. If you want to live a good, high quality life and not have to go blind or have heart issues or have problems with your feet, I think some people have even had like some weird stuff happen with their feet, things start growing on it. Diabetes, the doctors were saying, is really weird. Anyway, I was told misinformation. Firstly, I just want to state that I'm not a doctor, so please double check all of your sources, but this is what worked for me. So when I first got my blood test done, actually let me rewind. I was one of those people who thought, oh, I don't need to go to the doctor, I'm fine. A little sniffle, a little cough, a checkup, it's fine, I'm all good. I hate waiting in doctors' rooms. I'm super busy, sitting there waiting for 45 minutes to get called out. I couldn't think of anything worse. Plus going through all the tests, and I kind of had that situation in my life where I was like, you know what, I don't even want to know. I feel like something's wrong with me, but I'd rather just not know. It's like, you know, like if you really had cancer or something, would you want to know about it, or you just prefer not to know about it? Both ways it's kind of scary, but I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to the doctor. So I didn't go. Anyway, things started to get a little bit more serious with my business, and I decided to get business coaching off one of my good friends and mentors, Adam, and he told me, George, every single year, he's like, your health is your most important wealth. It's your spirituality and mental health, then your health, I think. But he was saying that every single year on your birthday, you should go and get a full blood test done where it shows you exactly what you're deficient in, what you're sufficient in, which means you've got enough of. So there's many, many, many different things that the body needs: iron, magnesium, sodium, protein, you got testosterone, you got all these different things that are causing things to happen in your body. And it might not be severe, it might just be like happening a little bit. Like if you're tired all the time and you can't be bothered, that could be a sign that you have a high blood sugar spike. If you can't be bothered doing things, if you've got mental fog, if you're overweight, a lot of these things can be contributing factors. And even though I didn't really feel like I was fully overweight, it was this thing that happened so slowly and incrementally over time, which meant that I didn't even feel like I was fat, but I was just slowly getting fatter over the years. I didn't even know. And then I jumped, and the doctor was saying to me, she's like, you got to lose the weight. And I was like, what do you mean the weight? Like, I'm someone who kind of, even when I do put on weight, like I distribute the fat across my body quite well. Everyone's kind of different. Some people get it in the neck, some people get it in the gut, the man boobs, whatever. No one's perfect. But you're putting your fingers in front of the lens. What I'm trying to say is that the weight and your fat stores is one of the biggest factors and causes of diabetes. Now, I was put on tablets like metformin, which is a thing that regulates your blood sugar, like a long-term. My triglyceride. No, I didn't finish the story about not going to the doctor for ages. So my business coach said, get a blood test every single year on your birthday. So I was like, you know what? I need to do what he says. So I booked it in, went for this blood test, got the blood test back, and I went to the doctors and they said, you have diabetes. And I was in shock. I'm like, what the hell? Like, they were like, you should be feeling so tired all the time. Like, do you have low energy and all this stuff? And I was like, no, like I've been working, doing my business and doing things. But then I started thinking maybe my energy could be improved, which definitely it can. Anyone can improve their situation. So I started doing exactly what they said, and I saw their special diabetes like specialist who gave me a few sessions and told me to jump on the Australian Diabetes website where it tells you to do things like eat oatmeal and have honey on oatmeal and golden syrup and whatever it was, and to make sure I don't cut carbs out, but to have a little bit of carbs and not overdo the portion sizes and don't do intermittent fasting and blah 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 blah, which I tried all that, and with the medication, which was quite heavy doses, like I did slowly get better. But then I came across Barbara online, and you guys might know who she is. I come across her, and she has this short video that says, if you want to cure diabetes, you can do it in 2 weeks. Just cut the carbs. And after telling my doctors again and again and again that I want to naturally get off this medication and not have to be on medication anymore. I don't want to be lining up at the chemist. Like, I hate going into the doctor, let alone going to the chemist every month when I run out and telling them that I've got, you know, all these diabetes and cholesterol medications to get, because then every single time the pharmacist would, you know, give me like a mini rundown on how to take them, and I'd be like, nah, it's all good, I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I was just like, I don't want any of that. So I'm like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to try and fix it. So then what I did was I took Barbara's advice. So if you didn't know diabetes, you can finger prick yourself and you can check your blood sugar levels after you eat, before you eat, during the day. You can keep a diary. The blood glucose monitor actually will link up to an app where it'll monitor it for you and stuff like that. And then you can track, okay, I ate this and that spiked me, maybe that's no good. Because I think everybody's bodies react differently to different foods. So I was doing that. I was slowly getting better. Actually, I think I got a little bit worse at one point. I went on this medication. I was shocked at the start. I was like, no, I'm going to fix it. And then I remember eating pretty clean at the start because I was in shock. And I saw one of my friends at a wedding who he told me he had diabetes, and he was just put this massive plate of food with like all these scalloped potatoes and pasta and all this stuff, and he was just eating like crazy. And I'm like, dude, don't you have diabetes? And he's like, yeah, but I'm on medication. And I was like, oh wow, okay, so this guy's just going to take the medication and then still eat like crap. Like, surely that doesn't help him. He's not that serious about trying to fix it. So then after a while, I started just eating normal, eating pastas, rice, noodles, and I found that these carbs were no good, even the slightest bit. I decided to do what Barbara's video said and completely cut the carbs for a bit, and I went back to the doctor and checked my results, and they're dramatically improved. So no sweets, no carbs, or very minimal carbs. Then what happened was, the doctor didn't tell me to, but I just completely stopped taking my medication altogether. And then I went to a completely different doctor and got my blood done because I was thinking, this other doctor's telling me that I can't cure it. That's not the attitude I want to have. Maybe she's right, I don't know. Well, if you're watching this video and I'm not here anymore, then yeah, don't follow the advice in this video. But I completely cut all medication, and then I've been even like way more strict on not having carbs. So basically all I eat now is like chicken, steak, vegetables, eggs. That's pretty much it. Chicken, steak, vegetable. Every now and then I'll have a tiny bit of rice, maybe a few little cheeky little crackers here and there. And you can actually buy these 24-hour monitors that you put on, and then you can look at the whole day and see what happened and see when you ate and stuff like that. So after getting my next blood test done, the doctor said, you don't have diabetes, you're at normal levels. I think my blood was down to, my long-term blood levels were 5.8 or something like that, which I think is slightly high, but it's not diabetes. It's just like, yeah, you're pretty much curing yourself. And I'm on a downward trajectory, which means like it's improving as I go. So yeah, if you want to cure, or if you just recently been diagnosed and you're super young with diabetes, not good. It's actually really, really, really serious. The doctor said that because I've been diagnosed so young, it's really important that I eat properly and all that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, if you get it when you're 60 years old, it's not that bad because you might only have 20 or 30 years to live. But when you're 35 and you get diagnosed with it, like, you don't want to be going by, you know, 55 or 60 or something because you just didn't monitor it properly, and then you're gone early, and then the people around you don't have you around. So that's not good. So it is a serious thing. My advice would be, and double check your sources, because I'm not a doctor or anything like that, or the best thing to do is just test it for yourself and see how you go with your blood sugar spikes and stuff like that. But yeah, meat, eggs, vegetables, fish, that's it. Cut all sugary drinks. I was drinking a lot of Coke Zero, completely cut that out. No sugar in the coffee. That's it. There you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this and you want more motivational content, like and subscribe and comment. And that is all. We'll see you in the next video.